Our product OpenLine is an event management and ticketing platform. The members of our team are Daniel Davidson, Carter Wong, Nicola Uzak, Dylan Barbeck, and myself, Andrew Phillips. Our sponsor is Sal Alio. He's the CTO of Stir Labs. He actually has a background knowledge within a tech stack that we're interested in developing in. So the problem is that there are many to mid-sized clubs, businesses, and events that rely on either a homemade ticketing solution, Excel, or just pen and paper, or just skipping it completely altogether. Without a proper solution, there's missing out on a critical data as well as useful features. There's a large void in this market for low cost and moderate solutions that are accessible for everyone. So our solution to this issue is we would standardize the ticketing solution for small and large businesses, allowing them to better interact with attendees and gain valuable insight into their business. By combining these seamlessly straightforward concepts with event management and other useful tools such as like a raffling system, VIP notifications, push announcements, and others. I showed this image down here to display how it would kind of work. So it would just be like a little QR code or an event check-in system that you could just quickly swipe into and then walk right into the event. And then the event will know who's in the event, what that person is about, and all that data will be collected on our side through our Firebase.
And now we're going to go over some use cases and user stories. So the first one up, user creates an event. As a host, I want to be able to create an event in my area so that people will see it, and I will be better able to keep track of attendance. And you can see the actor here creating the event with the optional values of setting a recurring event, adding a cover photo, and alerting their mailing list. Host sends an update. As a host, I want to be able to communicate with my guests at the event by sending a message or photo to everyone easily. And you can see the actor here sending the update with the optional value of including an image. And now we have a user signs up to the app. As a user, I want to be able to sign up easily and update my profile so that people will know who I am and be able to read information about myself. And here you can see the actor signs up using the authentication text required, extending you fill out your profile also required, and then conditionally you can update your bio and add a cover photo. And now we have user searches for events. As a user, I want to be able to search for events in my city so that I can buy tickets to them and attend them. And here we have the actor down here who can browse and search events. And when you click on the events, you can view the event details optionally. And you can also optionally filter by the events you've already purchased. And lastly, we have user checks into an event. As a user, I want to be able to redeem my tickets on my phone so that I don't have to print them out and I can save time for myself. And here we have the actor at the bottom checking in, which includes generating a QR code.
And next, we'll talk about the various components of the tech stack and the tools that go along with it. We'll start out with our design tool, Figma. Figma is like Google Doc for design. It allows multiple people to work on the same artboard simultaneously. After a lot of internal discussion, we decided on React for web and React Native for mobile. We came to this decision because React and React Native are so similar that if either subgroup, web or mobile, ran into any issues, they would be able to lean on the other for help. And last but not least, we chose Firebase as our backend. We went with Firebase because it does so many things all in one place. It takes care of authentication, database, storage, hosting, and cloud-based functions, as well as analytics, crashalytics, performance reports, etc., etc. Since I was the web lead, I wanted to further my knowledge of React. So I took this highly rated, complete React web developer course on Udemy. It started all the way from the basics and went all the way down to connecting with Firebase, again, something that we planned on doing in the new web application.
And my name is Daniel. I was tasked with some of the design, so I handled the design for the user interface on the home screen, creating an event and checking a user in. And moving forward, I'll be handling the Firebase backend. I'll be writing the cloud functions that handles most of the backend logic for both the web and...
This is Nicola Uzak. I am the React Native mobile head lead. I'll be in charge of the mobile application, building screens in the mobile application, as well as wiring them to the backend.
Functioning as a mobile developer within React Native, I will also need to know a little bit of the backend within Firebase. So I will be expected to create the self-check-in page, the inbox page, and part of the explore page. This involves creating the designs and mockups for them, as well as the actual code for them and implementing them.
And my name is Dylan Brabeck. I'm going to be acting as our quality assurance and testing lead for the project. I'll be using the Jest Unit testing platform to run tests on our React and React Native parts. Past that, I'll be working with Carter as a developer on the analytics dashboard in our web application.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Nikola Uzelak, and I'll be giving the interactive walkthrough demo of our mobile application. So the first two screens here are basic onboarding screens, which give the user some basic information about the application before they decide to log in. Once they continue through, there's a one-time authentication password setup, which will create their account. How it essentially works is you enter your phone number, we send you a PIN through SMS, and you enter that PIN. If the PINs match, then your account is created. This next page, screen 1.4, is essentially the profile setup page, which is a one-time screen the user will see after their account is created. You essentially add your username, email, and some basic information about yourself. After that's done, you'll land on the main screen, which is a map page where you can sort of look for events going on in your area. If you decide to go to an event and check in, you will have a custom QR code generated that's tied to your account for that event. Once you're in the event, the host has the ability to send and broadcast messages to everybody checked into that event, which is represented on this page. If you click on a specific event on a map, this detail page will come up, giving you basic description about the event, when it is, what it's about, and so on. This next page is the events page, which is very similar to the map page, but it's just presented in a list view instead of a map. And this is what this page represents the action that happens after you click on the hamburger menu. It essentially just allows you to navigate to different portions of the application, no matter where you are, since the hamburger button is static on every page. And these last two pages essentially represent what the host is able to do for event creation. The bottom one is for event creation, and then the top one is for scanning users in that want to join the event through their customized QR code. So yeah, this is the basic walkthrough of the mobile application.
We'll do a walkthrough of the web application. It was designed specifically with hosts in mind. It acts as an extension to the primary mobile application for things that are better suited for web, like viewing analytics, sending mass messages, or exporting customer information. This is the first page you'll see after logging in. It's got a collection of event cards, as well as the ability to search, filter by all past events, or create a new event. You can view an event's details by clicking on its card, like this. Once you get in here, you'll notice that there's a quick check-in button. Although the web app isn't the primary method of check-in, there's the option to check in a guest manually by entering in their confirmation code. You'll have a searchable list of all the event attendees, as well as modules for all the most commonly used features like push notifications. And then we have the analytics dashboard. The analytics dashboard will collect information from event attendees and aggregate it into nice, easy to read graphs and charts. And next we have a suite of tools that makes life easier for the event host. These tools include the ability to share the event on various social media platforms, create surveys and send them to the attendees, set up raffles, and export contact information. And last, we have the settings page that will allow you to change various things about the event as necessary.
While there's no shortage of lessons to be learned as our group goes through this capstone project, we've identified a few that are more important to us. The first being the difference in opinions on the outcome. We learned early on that members are going to have different opinions on how the project should unfold. This is not a bad thing, it's merely something that allows you to at times take a step back and really identify what is important to the group as a whole. Another one is know when to say when. This became apparent to us early on when we realized that our original project and sponsor was not working for our group. We had to learn to know when the project was going to be essentially a waste of time for us. Managing expectations. Naturally, group members are going to have different expectations. for where the group should be at a certain point, or how a feature should work. This is fine as long as you don't disregard those. You can take those and you can again boil down the expectations on, should we really be further than we are at this moment, or is it all right that we're not that far? And the last lesson we've kind of learned is trust the process. While a lot of the outcomes for the class deliverables might not seem applicable at times or a waste of time, they all are. Through our timeline, we can see that our first 4 weeks progressed like a normal teams would. But around week 6, we identified issues with our sponsor, which would ultimately lead to us switching sponsors. The next major point came at week 9 when we finalized our new project idea. Week 11 when we found a new sponsor to handle the new project with us. And then ultimately that went into our last 4 weeks where we finally actually started the design of our new project. We'll be ending this semester with designs and a wireframe for our project. This leads us to our conclusion where basically we know going into semester 2 that we have our work cut out for us. We will finally be able to start developing the project, and a lot of that is going to have to occur a lot quicker than maybe other teams would. So in conclusion, we look forward to semester 2 and really working towards making OpenLine a viable product. Now, a special thank you to Dr. Zhao for really helping us on this journey to an independent capstone project, and then obviously to Sal for really generously jumping into this with us without a whole lot of heads up.